over the Raiders to snap a 9-game losing streak, also moved them out of the top overall pick. So now, still a chance at 1, but can drop as low as 7 with the win. Jackson Dart, little backhand beauty. He's a playmaker. Don't call me a quarterback. Dart gets that one to Daniel Bellinger. Giants up 16-10 at half. A nice heads-up play there to just get his guy the ball, and then guy makes play. Dart's 23rd total touchdown this season.
It's a nice throw.
Amongst rookies. Next Giants drive, that's what you want to see in quarterback play. Dart connecting with Tyrone Tracy, 14-yard touchdown, and then tempers flare as they do between these two. Dallas assessed 2 unnecessary roughness penalties and an ejection. So the Giants decide to go for 2. Devin Singletary out of the Wildcat. Fakes it to Dart, connects with Darius Slayton. Nice. Giants up 24-10. Not all Giants fans saying nice. They're like, lose these football games. We need better picks. Speaking of picks, Joe Milton back in the game in relief of Dak Prescott. Bobby Okereke, second takeaway of the game. Ensuing Giants drive, turn it into points. Devin Singletary up the gut. It takes guts to get it in as well. Giants win it 34-17, back-to-back victories for the first time since 2023. And with the win, the Raiders secure the number 1 pick in this upcoming NFL draft. Could it be Fernando Mendoza? Could it be a pick shopped? It's going to be a lot of fun with our lead draft analyst Ryan Wilson breaking it all down between now and then. As for right now, 34-17 and a 4th victory for the Giants. All right, looking at the last 2 seasons.
Don't show this to Giants fans.
You've been bad enough to position yourself for the top overall pick. But good enough to continue to squander it. 3-1 in week 17 and 18. And again, 17 and 18 this season, their first back-to-back victories since 2023. Back in studio with the fellas, and the wry smiles and laughters that you hear are simply reacting to this situation where they're good when they shouldn't be. They're bad when they should be good. Giants fans are exceedingly frustrated, and it feels like perpetually at that, JJ. But to sit there and root against your football team is a hard thing to do. We've heard very loud voices on social media and elsewhere, I guess just in the green room upstairs, looking for a loss here to secure a better pick. Where do you stand on the matter with Jackson Dart? Maybe you need to see one go in here to end the season.
Yeah, I think it's a loser mentality. I want to be very clear. I think that rooting for your team when they have the quarterback, it's Jackson Dart, when they are facing last week a team in the Las Vegas Raiders that you can't possibly lose to. They are tanking harder than you can imagine. And then you have the Dallas Cowboys starting Dak Prescott, a team that you haven't beaten since we were all masking up. And you and you are throwing, if you're Jackson Dart, you're throwing to Oshesky, to Tyrone Tracy, to Bellinger and Slayton. Those were the only 4 guys who caught passes. Who is supposed to be inactive? And then you say, oh, well, sit Jackson Dart. You think Jameis Winston's going to go throw the game? You think Russell Wilson's going to go throw the game?
Right. Not happening.
So horses are ready for battle, always.
So what? How could you actually lose? And then, so I do understand. I can conceive of, oh, let's lose so that we get a higher draft pick. But usually you want the higher draft pick so that you can get the quarterback. You have the quarterback. The quarterback has not won in months. And there is a consequence to losing to really bad teams. There would be a consequence to losing to the Raiders for this team. And do not sit here and say that I'm talking about building momentum into the offseason. I want to be very clear. I do not believe in momentum, all right? But here's what I do believe. I do believe that these guys need to understand what winning is like. I do believe they need to understand what building a winning culture is like. And losing to the not trying Raiders and losing yet again at home to the Dallas Cowboys is not building that winning culture. So, yeah, I guess I'm sorry. I want the team to win.
Do you see it the same way, B-Mac? Because you could say on the other side of that, and I'm not saying I believe this, but you get the first overall pick and you control the draft. Or in the case of today, you get the 2nd or 3rd overall pick and you control the draft. Now, as we currently sit here and speak, it's the 5th overall pick for the Giants. It can drop all the way to number 7.
I see it how JJ just explained it to you guys. I understand where JJ is coming from. But I also see it from the lenses of Giants fans. They're like, you guys have lost all the way up into the final 2 weeks. You might as well keep doing what you've been doing the entire season. Don't play with our emotions now and play competitive football that puts you in a position to win, because you had 16 weeks to do that. You had 15 weeks to do that. So now when you get into these games, of course, like you said, JJ, the Raiders, they've been tanking indirectly, basically. So they already had their marbles in the middle of the table. But today's matchup, even though Dak Prescott didn't play a full ball game, you still found a way to win. So from the Giants fans, they're like, yeah, you're right. I believe Jackson Dart is their quarterback. Even if they had the #1 pick, you're not taking Mendoza over Jackson Dart. I think Jackson Dart is the guy you need to have in the saddle right now. But maybe you can utilize that first or second overall pick to move and get more picks in return. But now, because of their ability to play playoff caliber football in the final weeks of the season, they're dropping further down in the first round. And that's what I think is what annoys Giants
Understandably
fans.
so.
Because you had 15 weeks to play like how you played the last 2 weeks, and you didn't. All you did was make us cry, emotional distraught going into the weeks of our jobs. And you're drinking and you're doing other substance, who knows what, because your Giants team has put you in a mental lapse.
Wow, that was a lot there, Mac.
I'm not lying. Am I?
No, you're not. But truth be told, the Giants played competitive football in the first half of the season. They was finding ways to lose. For the most part.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Bad fourth quarter play.
Bad fourth quarter play, bad defensive play at times. Couldn't close out games. So they were in majority of their ball game. They just couldn't find ways to close out the game. But I'm with you guys. I believe Jackson Dart is the future quarterback for the New York Giants. Now they have to go out and get Malik's neighbors back healthy.
Yeah, that's right.
Get some more pass catchers.
You got
Get
Scatterable.
Scatterable, as JJ like to say, the team mascot back healthy. So
Andrew Thomas at left tackle,
Exactly.
healthy, finally.
So they got to get a coach too, Pat.
yeah, they're going to get a coach.
They got to get a coach, and what happens with the GM and Joe Shane?
As it stands right now, Joe Shane is going to be helping lead.
Which
this
I
coach
disagree
search.
with, in my opinion.
A lot of folks do.
Yeah, if you're going to reset it. Reset it. He's been around how many head coaches now?
He came in with Dable.
Yeah.
Also, just
This would be his second.
Questions just about everywhere but the quarterback is sort of what we're saying. But I do want to ask a question about the quarterback, because Jackson Dart certainly has done enough to make you say, okay, excited for year 2. But between that and this is the guy, because we've heard answers across that gamut of haven't seen it yet, not convinced yet, all the way to this is the franchise guy. Not sign him to the contract right now, but looking forward to a second contract in 10+ years of Jackson Dart. Where do you fall on that scale?
Man, I think Jackson Dart is the guy. I will say this. I think his production and progression kind of declined a little bit when Brian Daboll was fired. In my opinion. I think Brian Daboll really had a great relationship with Jackson Dart, and we were starting to see that consistent trend associated with him. It kind of declined a little bit, but in a game like today, JJ, to your point, you look at the guys that were surrounding him. He threw for 230, 2 touchdowns, averaged over 7 yards per throw, had rushing yards as well. This is a guy that can really make things happen considering less surrounding him. Now, if you can shore up the offensive line a little bit, Pat P, you get your wide receiver 1, Malik Neighbors, back in the saddle. Cam Scatterable is a football player that happens to play the running back position, and maybe add some more arsenal to the offense along with the coaching. I think Jackson Dart can take off and really do big things because he's a competitor. And I understand we question the smartness that he has or the lack thereof when he's running the football.
Yeah, he doesn't protect himself.
He doesn't protect himself, but he wants to win. That's all he knows. And as he gets older, Pat P, you know, you learn how to protect yourself when you wake up in the morning. You're not walking like how you used to walk when you're still sore. You look at your shoulder, you got bruises left and right. Now you're like, I gotta do things a little differently. But to answer your question, Joe, yeah, Jackson Dart is the guy for New York. It should be no other option, no other conversation.
You said add more to the arsenal, which takes us back to our original conversation of where they will land in that NFL draft to add more to the arsenal. Back-to-back wins to end the season. The New York Football Giants, most consecutive wins by a starting QB against a given opponent. Dak Prescott did start this game, did not finish this game, but this streak is snapped. 14 consecutive wins. Celebrate something, Giants fans. You got one off Dak. More to come after a quick timeout, as we still had divisions to sort out here in Week 18 of the NFL. We're next in Duval.
Now streaming.
Especially